Hi, this is Tony from Cooking Around and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make cream of broccoli soup. It's going to be awesome. The only funny thing here is there's going to be no cream. It's going to be smooth and it's going to be tasting just like you added the cream, but there is going to be no cream. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So we have a lot of goodies here. We have a lot of work to do. It's a little bit more intense work, but it's going to be awesome. The result's going to be great. So let's get going. And here we are back again. I have a pot here with approximately 1 liter of water and it's slowly coming to a boil. So what are we going to do? I want you to take the broccoli stalks, the part that you cut off, the part that you don't use, and we're going to boil this and make kind of a broth, which will give it a little more richness to the soup. So we're going to add that to the water. And this came from a medium-sized broccoli head. And we're going to add 2 medium potatoes, and I want you to basically slice them like this even, and I'm going to show you why later. And we're going to add that to it. Now we're going to let this come to a boil. I'm going to lower it to simmer, and I'm going to let it cook just until the potatoes are tender. So I shall be back. And now we have our fry pan, and I have it on medium. And I'm going to start by adding half a tablespoon of oil. You can use any kind of oil. And we wait for that temperature to come up. And I want you to take 1 medium onion or half of a large onion, cut roughly like this. And we put that in. And we move that around for about a minute until the onion breaks down. And now that they're all broken up, we add about a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. You can add more if you want, you can add less. And make sure your heat is basically on medium low. And we keep on stirring that until all the butter has melted. And now we take 1 medium-sized leeks, and I just chopped up the white. It's just a little bit of the green, and we incorporate that in and mix that all around. If you could smell that, and we just let that go for about a minute to incorporate the butter and everything together. And now I've chopped up a medium head of our broccoli, and what I did was I reserved 1/4 of the broccoli, and I had it cut into little pieces like this. So this part we're going to put on the side, and this part here we're going to add it to our mixture. And now we bring the heat down to low, we cover it, and we let that go for about 10 minutes. And now we take another little pot which has some water on the bottom and a strainer here, and we add about half a cup of red pepper, bell red pepper, chopped to the bottom there. And we add our reserve broccoli to there. And we're going to steam it. I like to steam it because it keeps it a little bit more crispy and makes it less soggy when it goes into the soup at the end. So now I want you to cover it. And once you see the steam, because it has started to boil, I want you to let it boil for 5 minutes and then turn it off. So let's go back to the rest of our recipe. So now we add about a cup of water. We move that all around. We're not going to add salt at this stage. And we turn it down to low, and we cover it, and we mark 30 minutes. And we shall be back. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to go to our broth mixture, and I'm going to stab the potato in the middle, and I see that the potatoes are tender and they're done. So vegetables are done too. It's been 30 minutes, so we basically turn the heat off on both. So now what we do is we take another spoon, handy dandy spoon with the holes, and I want you to remove all the broccoli stalk out into the bowl. Now if one piece or two gets left behind, don't worry about it, it's not a big thing. And as the potatoes break too, don't worry about it because you'll see later on why. But I want all the liquid to stay in its place in the bowl. And now you take all this leftover and you can discard it, or you can mash it up and put it into your garden for recycling. Now what we do is we allow this to cool, and we allow the vegetables, which are softened now, and we let this all cool down and get that ready for the blender. So I shall be back. So now we're back. What do we have? We have our broth in there, we have our potatoes in there which have been softened, and we have our softened vegetables which were sauteed for 30 minutes. So now we just liquefy it. This is what we want. And we're back. Now we have our pot going again. We take our mixture that we made and we pour that all back into the pot here. You can see that it's still a bit thick. So what we're going to do is going to take the rest of the bottom here, put some water in, and we're just going to add enough water till it reaches about an inch from the top. So now I'm using this vegetable stock which is dry, and I'm putting in 2 tablespoons, 1 and 2. Now if you want, you can use chicken stock instead. I would use like 1 cube for this if it was chicken stock, or 1 cube of veggie stock, some fresh ground pepper, about half a teaspoon, and half a teaspoon of paprika. Now you can add more or less depending on what you like, and about a teaspoon of fresh lemon. You can add more or less depending on what you like there. That's about a teaspoon. And now I'm going to mix it around and give it about a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to taste for salt. Remember that the stock does have salt, and you have to give it time for the veggie stock or chicken stock to dissolve completely into your soup before you taste. And if you're going to serve this to guests or to any other people, I would advise that you undersalt it and they can add the salt that they want. So we're going to bring that to a boil and we'll be back. And we are back, and you can see that it has started boiling, so I'm going to reduce the heat, give it a nice little stir, and now we're going to taste for salt. And remember, this is for you, not for me. So let's give it a little taste. And it is absolutely perfect. I would not add anything to it. But at this stage, you can add more stock if you want. You can add other little goodies, a little spice if you want. It's your soup. You do whatever you want. Now, it's on low, and you remember this mixture that has been steaming, so I take this out. And very carefully, because this snaps out, and there is the rest of our steamed vegetables, and slowly we put that inside. And remember, it did not steam for too long because I want it a little bit more on the crispy side. I don't want it too soggy. And we move that around. And how does that look? So now all we do is just turn off the heat, let it cool down for about 15-20 minutes before you serve it. This is one of my recipes that I really enjoy. I love broccoli soup. I like the cream with it. You can put the cream in if you want, but this way I won't put on so much weight. But if you want to add cream at this stage and you want to add milk, you go ahead. And all I want to say now is thank you very much for allowing me to share this recipe with you, and I'll see you again on my next cooking recipe. Thank you and enjoy from Cooking Around.